So class, as we continue our rational numbers unit, we've been talking about absolute values, opposite, integers on a number line, both vertically and horizontally. But today we're going to put those two number lines together and we're going to plot points on a coordinate plane. Today's learning target is I can identify and graph points with integer coordinates on the coordinate plane. Some vocabulary words that we may encounter in the course of this lesson are coordinate plane. It's the results of two intersecting lines, the x-axis and the y-axis. The coordinate plane has a scale, which basically is the distance between points on an axis. An ordered pair describes the location of a point on a grid, which is made up of an x-coordinate and a y-coordinate in that order, x before y. The x-axis is horizontal, so it is this line that runs east to west, side to side. The y-axis is a vertical axis, running up and down, north to south. The origin is where they intersect at 0, 0. Quadrants, something new this year, is quad stands for 4. There are 4 quadrants. Quadrant 1, top right. Quadrant 2, top left. Quadrant 3, bottom left. And quadrant 4, bottom right. And of course, all positive and negative whole numbers, including zeros, are your integers that are on your scale. So today's big idea is each point on a coordinate grid can be described with a pair of coordinate values, x and y, that describe the horizontal, the x value, and the vertical, y value, distance from the origin. So let's first review what you know in previous years. In the 5th grade, you mainly plotted points in quadrant 1. Quadrant 1. So I am looking at a quadrant 1 coordinate plane. I start at 0, 0. And if I was looking for this question mark to plot this point, I will start at 0, 0. My first ordered pair is my x value. So how did they get 5? So if I can move to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my 5. So my x value is 5. And then I move up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my y value for my ordered pair is 5, 5. All right. So what is new to you? Well, in the 6th grade, we introduce quadrants 2, 3, and 4. But let's look first before I overwhelm you. Let's talk about just the x-axis. So this point right here is my 0, and all numbers to the right are positive. All numbers to the left of 0 are negative. Now, if we took the x-axis away and just looked at a vertical number line that we've already discussed, we would see that all numbers above 0 are positive, and all numbers are negative below 0. So that's the only thing we introduce is quadrants 2, 3, and 4. So let's talk about how to plot these. Steps to help you plot your points on a coordinate plane. So first thing I want you guys to do is I want to make sure that you label your axes. So I have my x and my y. Remember, x always comes first, then y second. For right now, I want you to label your Q1, quadrant 1, your Q2, Q3, and Q4. and label your origin. That way it will help you. That's where I have to start every time. So step 2 is to read your x-axis first, moving left to right from the origin. Then read your y-axis, moving up and down based on the sign. And then plot your point and label that point accordingly. So let's look at an example. I'm going to plot these points. I want you to watch. So plotting point 1. So point 1 says that I am at -3, 5. So if I follow my directions, I want to start at 0, 0. My x-axis comes first, x first. So my -3 is to the left. 1, 2, 3. And my y value is +5. So I go up and I plot my point, and we're going to plot number 1 because that's the number. All right, plotting number 2. My x value is still -3. So again, start at 0, 0, go to the left because all my negative integers are to the left. And then I go down 5 because my y value is negative. So down 3, and I plot my point, and this is point 2. Point 3 is a positive x value, so I'm moving to the right this time. 1, 2, 3, and my y value is down 5. So down 5, plot my points. This is point 3. Notice where each point is in which quadrant. Point 1 is in quadrant 2. Point 2 is in quadrant 3, and point 3 is in quadrant 4. Now, to save some time, I want to go ahead and get into our activity. So students, if you would pull up on your Chromebooks and go to student.dismos.com. Once you get there, there are 9 slides. I want you and your partner to play around with this. At first, I want you guys doing exactly what the directions say. For example, target practice number 1. It's time for some target practice. So change the numbers in the table below so that points hit the bullseye. If I want to change, I can change whatever. I can change my y value to 10, and notice that my point moves. So I want everybody to try this out. After you do that and you get your bullseye lined up, I want you to go through these slides and plot points. Add numbers to the table below so the point hits the bullseye. So again, we're doing the same thing on slide 2. Slide 3. Now slide 4, you change a little bit. We're trying to find what our quadrants, what our ordered pair are. So again, type in positive and negative integers and move that point so that black dot matches up with the bullseye. On slide 5, you're dragging the black point so the target centers at -5, 4. I've already done that. But you can move this black point, and you want the target center at -5, 4. We're going to discuss when we're finished, when you get through slide number 5. So at this time, I want everybody working on slides 1 through 5, and let me know if you have any questions.